What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been just a little bit since we uploaded a video over here on Motion Auto. Even on the vlog channel, I think I went 38 days without uploading anything. It's not because we haven't been doing anything, it's because we just haven't really been filming a lot of the stuff. I've been kind of focusing a lot on like the buying and selling. We ended up selling the Kia Stinger. There's been some trucks that we've been kind of getting done, kind of just doing some things like that. We're getting ready to go down to the Slush Motorsports Festival in Chandler, Arizona this weekend, which is on the 27th in Arizona at Firebird Motorsports Park, or Motor Speedway, whatever they changed the name to it recently. I actually took my S14 down there a long time ago. Man, I think it would probably be 2015, somewhere in there, when it had the LS in it, which is pretty crazy. So I'm excited to go down there and drive with everybody, but we have a little bit of bad news. So when we were out at the LZ World Tour, I had an issue where the car was going a little bit lean, and I think you guys seen that in the last video. We ended up putting in a new fuel pump because it had an old Walbro 255 in it. So we put a DeatschWorks 400 in it at the track. That solved the issue. We also installed a fuel pressure sensor so that way we could actually see the data. We broke an axle. We had some things out there. But since then, when I go to start this thing, let's listen to this. I'm curious if you guys will be able to hear it. So fuel pump. Started all right. It's actually already been ran today a little bit. So anyhow, the old 2J. This thing has been in this car since 2016 when I very first put it in here, and it's been really good. If you guys haven't seen the setup, we did take the 3UZ out. We put the 2J VVTi back in it. This thing is basically stock other than a head gasket and head studs, but stock valve spring, stock valve train, stock everything other than Garrett 3582 Gen 2 full DeatschWorks fuel system. It is on an ECU master. We still have the front mount coil radiator. Has a 350Z CD09 transmission in it with a 350Z rear diff. So it's been a very basic and reliable setup this whole time. But since it went a little bit lean, we actually did a compression test and we lost some compression on the number 3 cylinder. So number 3 is about 80 PSI. The rest of them are about 130. So 80 PSI is still enough for it to fire and run, but it's not enough for it to be, you know, like a super healthy ripping thing. So I think after this event, we're planning on going to the World Tour in Canada, which is in the middle of May. So, I don't know, what do you guys think? Should I build the motor? Do pistons and rods? Do like a quick rebuild? I think pretty much as soon as we get back, we're gonna go ahead and pull the engine, do something with it, refresh it, because I wanna kind of spice it up a little bit more and change the setup. But it also leads to another thing. Since we are going to the track this weekend, we are gonna be, basically gotta do a little bit of tow rig prep. As you guys know, I had a 2018 F250, and I recently just upgraded to this. This is a 2022 Ford F450. Has higher mileage. They used it as a shed hauler, like to haul sheds with it. So I got a really good deal on it. It was out of Oregon, and it's a solid truck. So higher mileage, has 155,000, and but it's not a base model. So it's an XLT, which means that it has, you know, it has a power driver seat, has cloth. It doesn't have the power extend, fold mirrors, any of that stuff, but it does have fog lights. It has auto high beams, and it has the radar sensors in the tail lights. Cool thing is since they had a flatbed on it, the bed that is on it now is literally brand new. Had 20 miles on it. Radar sensors. I guess these tail lights are expensive, but the bed has literally not had anything in it, and it already comes with the gooseneck prep package in the back, which is really good. One of my concerns was when we were towing with the single rear wheel F250 with my 48-foot gooseneck, we were planning on going to more events and taking 2 cars and taking merch and doing the whole thing. So I plan on hauling that trailer a lot more, and I would just feel a little bit more comfortable with a dually. My truck had plenty of power, felt super stable, but you know, the tires in the rear, they were just kind of squished a little bit because they had a decent amount of weight on them. And you know, the brakes and everything are better on the F450, and overall it's just a freaking monster. So yeah, getting the oil changed in this thing that leads us to the next thing that we got to do, which is do some stuff in the trailer. So we're not taking the 48-foot gooseneck like we took to California. We're taking my 24-foot Hallmark. This was actually a recent thing. I don't know if I made a video of it on Motion Auto. Basically, I sold my other trailer and bought this one for the same exact price. So I basically traded it was a 2008 steel frame trailer for this 2017 aluminum trailer with a V-nose. But that V-nose has introduced kind of some complications for my life, I guess. And the complication is that when we haul all of the merch and all of the stuff, you have this awkward thing over there. You know, you just have this, it's like this great unknown. If something falls back there, you got to jump over there and get it. My last truck, it had a flat piece going across the front, and you know, we basically had the same exact bench in here, so we were able to just put the totes in it, run a strap across it, and then the other thing that we had was for our wheels and tires, we had them going down the side over here. So that is actually what I'm going to go ahead and do in this video a little bit, is obviously load the S14, dial in a couple things on the F450, and then install some trailer stuff, as well as give you guys a little bit of an update on what we've been doing, because we've just been freaking busy. And like I said, not because we haven't wanted to film anything, but since Charles has taken more of a remote role, like basically just editing videos for me and not really being full-time with me, he's kind of revamping C4 Productions and doing his own thing. It made sense for both of us, but that's kind of left these last 2 weeks for me just a little bit different on, you know, kind of getting back in the swing of things of just filming everything 100% myself. And we've just been kind of busy just working on stuff. So this is a truck that we've been kind of working on in the background. I bought this thing years ago from the auction. I think it was about 2 years ago when we were at the other shop, and it is finally all done. We pulled the cab, we resealed the bed plate, we painted the frame, painted the front end, new grille, new headlights, painted the bedside, did some body work, redid the interior. Really freaking nice truck. And a lot of that was it's probably not the most financially responsible thing if you're trying to flip something and make money, but overall it worked out really good, because we got Eric right here. See those legs? Eric, say hello. Hello. So that was a good kind of learning thing for Eric. Like, he did a lot of stuff. He did the high pressure oil, removed the high pressure oil pump, basically did intake manifold, gaskets, oil cooler, everything. We did so much stuff to it. Resealed the bed plate, everything underneath it, as well as the transmission pan. So just a lot of things. So he gained a lot of knowledge from that, and he's already used it on another truck that we're selling as well. So lots of little updates. We got Tacoma over there we're messing with, and we have the FD, which is going to be I think kind of decided I just want to sell this thing. I don't really see myself working on it or doing a full build on it in the next couple of months, and so it's just kind of some money that's sitting there, and I think I would rather, you know, reallocate those funds to some other stuff and some other projects, and maybe we finally get the Evo wagon all dialed in, because I would really like to see that. I'm gonna go ahead and put the tire racks in the trailer, and then I'm gonna give you guys an update on the 7.3 Godzilla, because we were going to take that. That was our plan. We were gonna take the 2-car trailer, S14, and this. We just haven't had a whole lot of time. So we got these things from Amazon right here. So we're gonna go ahead and install these tire racks, and as you can see, we got plenty of parts and all kinds of stuff over here. But I'm gonna install those guys, figure out a good way to mount them because it's aluminum. The walls are aluminum, so we'll get those mounted and we'll go from there. All right, we got the box. Oh, we got 2 sets. Beautiful. Right here, these are just some tire racks that I got off of Amazon. 300 pound, which with the Koenig wheels that we got, we're well under that. So look at those. Come with some bolts. I need to tie this down so we don't trip on that. But yeah, look, they got a little holder too. That's nice. So these guys literally just mount right here. It's like that. And then we'll just stick the tires in it and we'll be good to go. That's freaking good. And then they just fold up. Bam. Fold them up out of the way. And we'll be good. So we got this thing up here for the first time. Have enough room to get them in and out. Basically have to pull it to the side of this though. It's because it's, you know, it's a little close, but I want to have as much room as we can, because sometimes when you pull low or cars in here, like let's say we pulled in the Subaru or something with a higher roof, it might actually get close to touching that. So right here, what we did is just kind of screwed it in the wall just temporarily, just to make sure that we had enough room to get the tires in and out, because once they go in, then they sit. But you know, if we had it all the way at the ceiling, you wouldn't be able to get them out because they go up as they come out. So the last set of these I had, they actually, this bar right here was more so on this side of it, and it allowed me to actually put 4 wheels and tires. Right now we're only able to do 3 and maybe a small one. So unless there was some creative way that we could figure that out, I wonder if we could just move this bolt to this other side of it. I think we might. I think I might do that, because then that would actually give us the full 48, almost 48, and then we should be able to stick 4 tires in here, which would be nice. All right, so that worked out perfectly. I literally just reversed the bolts, flipped them inside out. So this whole apparatus is on the outside. I think the folding in mechanism isn't gonna work properly now, but I mean, I could still fold them up and kind of pin them up a little bit and get them out of the way. Like they could go to right there, like, and that's gonna give us plenty of space to get them out of the way. Plus, me using this outside bolt hole kind of eliminated them to actually pin anyhow, so we could just use something like that. But yeah, I really like these ones. These ones feel a lot sturdier than the last ones that I have, so if you guys are interested in these, I'll put a link in the description. I just got them off Amazon. It was literally like a 1 or 2 day ship. So now I need to go ahead and actually put some solid mounting hardware, because those are just self-tapped in there right now, just to get something in the wall so we could test some stuff. But as you can see, they held up pretty good. Not sure how to go about it, because we're pretty much dealing with this material right there, which is like maybe 1 inch wide. So I thought about possibly doing something with like a riv nut, or they include this like super like coarse stuff, but I think I'd rather have like a nut and a bolt type of situation. So maybe a riv nut. Wish I could get it like a little bit stronger than a riv nut, but maybe it'll be fine. I don't know. Already basically got the hole saw, drilled it out a little bit bigger because I went ahead and did an M8 guy right there. So this stuff seems like it's at least 1/8 of an inch thick, the aluminum that we're drilling into. So yeah, just had to basically get it big enough to where the tip of this guy would go in there. So because I tried it before and I had to drill it, but yeah, now that goes in there, we could get it super tight. And I think it's just gonna end up sandwiching this wood really, really nice. And these next ones that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and put some Loctite on them when they go through. So then when they squish, they kind of squish around the Loctite and just give it a little extra, you know, extra bond by kind of gluing them in there. So, put that guy on there. A bit of Loctite. Just a nice little, not too much, you know. Oh, I forgot to drill the hole. Hello. The process got more complicated, but it's more better. Do you think they bottom out? Hell yeah, that's nice. Like that just strong, you know? It just looks strong.
I'll fit 4 now.
Should. How good is that? Oh, look at that. Room for 4. Hell yeah. That's it. Look at that. Now we have room for more.
Strap it like that.
Yeah, we'll do like probably either something that goes across or through. But yeah, that's how I had the last ones. I just had them bolted up like that. But how nice is that? Just freaking.
Are you trying to do another one?
Yeah, I have another one. So truck is hooked up for the first time, loaded with everything. Spare tires in a great spot. Got the jack over there. I always keep just a specific jack in here. And here we got the cooler, all the merch. I went ahead and put a 2x4 in the back of that. So that stuff is all pretty good. The merch is a lot more organized, a lot more easy to get to. There's our 10x20 tent for merch. We have the wire racks over here on the side. And then, as you guys can see, we got all the tire racks over there, which this was a complete mess. Literally, we were putting tires in the bed of the truck and then transferring them into the trailer when we got to the hotel. It wasn't fun. So having the tire racks is freaking awesome. So stoked on that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty much all we got to do is pump a little bit of grease in the bearings, double check a couple things around the trailer, and we should be solid to go. So I wanted to tell you guys what was wrong with this thing. I guess not really what's wrong, but explain the situation with the Mustang and why I haven't basically finished it. And a lot of it comes down to me just not having enough time. And then obviously we went out of town last weekend. We went to Fuel Fest in Dallas, and then it ended up raining the whole time, so we didn't really film anything or do much. So went prepping for that. So that takes a day of, you know, like loading and doing stuff to the truck and the trailer and doing all that. We initially wanted to bring both the Mustang and the S14 to both of the events, you know, and like I thought that would be the ultimate thing. Right now I'm having an issue with the same thing that happened with when I had the 2J, which was the body control module not getting an RPM signal, so it does not turn on the electric power steering. So electric power steering doesn't work. The engine starts, idles, revs, does all that stuff perfectly fine. But I think I might end up having to do the whole thing that I did last time, which is basically put the crank trigger off of the EcoBoost on the front of this, so that way the body control module gets a signal. Because the other thing too is, like, even if I key it on, it times out after like 10 minutes if it doesn't see an RPM signal. So, you know, if they're like sitting there listening to the radio or something, it's fine for 10 minutes and then everything just turns off. So the same thing would happen if I was driving this thing, which obviously isn't very good. So we need to figure that whole situation out. Also, the drive shaft, for some reason, the Mustang GT flange, this is like 112 mil, and the flange for the EcoBoost drive shaft is 110 mil or 108 mil. So there's like a 2 to 4 millimeter difference in these things. I measured it with the caliper. I was literally grinding the inside of that thing out, trying to get it to go in. But I pretty much decided I'm just gonna go ahead and order the flange from Ford. It's like 100 and some bucks. But then technically the drive shaft will bolt in. We just need an RPM signal or figure out a way to bypass it. I know there's a way to bypass some stuff for the electric power steering. That's it. I'm tired. Spent the past couple hours just freaking thrashing, moving stuff around, not throwing them, but you know, putting totes around, loading tires, doing wheels, doing the whole thing. But appreciate you guys watching this video. Sorry I haven't been keeping you guys super updated, but plan on doing that. Check out the vlog channel for the video of me going to pick up the F450 as well as another JDM dream car. So we had a good time picking that up. But yeah, check out that video in the description. So I'm gonna give you guys a little kind of dead stop to highway speed just to show you guys how this thing does with the 10 speed. It's pretty good. Not bad, especially for it being you know, completely stock. As of now, not sure. It's pretty expensive to do other things to it, but the 10 speed is interesting. I know that there's some issues with the early ones, or I've heard issues with the early ones, but then there's other people with the early ones that are like, I've been a hotshot driver and it has 450,000 miles. I'm the original tranny, original turbo, original fuel system, original CP4, everything original. You know, who knows? You know, I think sometimes you get a good truck and sometimes you don't. But I'm excited to see how this one does on this trip. You know, with the 10 speed, with the shorter gears, it technically is a higher RPM on the highway. With my other truck, 80 miles an hour is right at 2,000 RPM. With this truck, 80 miles an hour it's like 23. Well, let's see. It's like 2,300 RPM. But maybe a little bit 2,400 RPM or something like that, but not bad. Yeah, I don't know, big truck, little trailer kinda. It's getting ready to get the big trailer on it here soon. So don't forget, if you guys are in Arizona around Phoenix, coming out to the Slush Motorsports Festival, and we'll be there Saturday, which is the 27th. So we'd love to meet you. We're gonna be doing ride along, selling merch, doing all that stuff. So appreciate you guys watching. See you later.